Hello guys, welcome back to this new live streaming on the channel. Okay, let's wait until some people are reaching me. Okay, let's see if I'm live. As always, let's see if I'm live. 1 second. In the meantime, you can join. Let's see, am I live? Yes, I think I am. Okay. Welcome back, guys, to this live streaming dedicated to the commentary of episode 2 that I saw it yesterday. No matter if you watch this live streaming now or later, it's not a problem because it will be on the channel. Just one recommendation, please. I know right now there are many problems regarding spoilers. I asked, let's say, the help from YouTube to delete some spoiler comments in the case that there are. I think even here in the chat box. So if you see more limitations than usual, is because I preferred to erase some comments automatically in order to avoid the spoilers because I don't like them. I don't read the manga and I don't want to know anything about what's going to happen. So please try to understand this and don't feel disappointed. It's just that I don't want to know what's going to happen. And in the worst case, if I see lots of spoilers coming next, coming in the future, I will delete, I will switch off, I will turn off the comment section because if people will not understand and will not help me in this, I have to help myself by doing this. So try to understand me and feel free to comment everything you want except for spoilers. I hope I can read all of your comments as always, so feel free to write your opinions and thoughts regarding this episode without anticipating anything else coming in the future because I don't need and I don't want this. Thank you so much. Okay. There are not lots of people today, but anyway, I'm going to start because this live streaming will become a video. After this live streaming will finish, you will find this video anyway on the channel, so feel free to watch it even later. Okay, look, I have always my list of things to say. So let's start immediately. At the beginning of the episode, we see how much they still underline the fact that now the Titans are no more powerful as before, and this is awesome for some reasons because if we are talking about the Paradise side, we can't expect something like this. As I told you already in the previous commentary, I underlined the fact that most of the times when we watched the Paradise side, we saw the fact that Titans were so powerful. Titans were so huge, so great, and they seemed to be unbeatable. And that's what happened when we saw things like that, battles like that. We thought, okay, we can't beat them. They are so powerful. But right now, even in episode 2, we see that everything turns upside down, as if the reality is something different, because on this side of Marley's side, we see that these Titans are not powerful at all as before, and why they are not powerful as before is because of mankind. We see here, ironically speaking, that humanity is more powerful than Titans, more powerful than these monsters created by humans anyway. So this makes you think, okay, Titans were powerful, but anyway, the most important or the most powerful thing that created the Titans were humans. So That's so antithetical. It's something unbelievable to think about that, right? But anyway, yeah, since the beginning, we know that Titans were made by humans. So at the end of the day, it seems as if humans have also the power to stop this power as much as they want or as soon as they want. So here maybe we see how Isayama wanted to underline that even if the Titans are so big and humans are so tiny, at the end of the day, those tiny people can control the world. And wow, this is unexpected. Look, I have never imagined to see a season four or a final season in which we see the contrary. I mean, we as humans were so afraid of Titans, but right now we are on the opposite position. And wow, crazy, unbelievable. Then yeah, then they were discussing, I mean, these in this meeting, let's say, they were discussing about the fact that the Titans are so powerful. If we talk about land, I mean, if we talk about the ground, they are so powerful. But then when it comes to have some weapons coming from the sky or from above them, they are so fragile, they are so insecure, and they don't know what to do, how to react, how to defend themselves. We saw this so many times actually, and this is not the first time that the the story underlines this, because if you remember, even when they were using these three-dimensional movement, I mean, this three-dimensional attack. Hello, Juan. Hello, welcome. When they were using this attack, even in Paradise, Titans were so surprised because they were not used to it. I mean, even when Mike, do you remember when Mike died in front of the Beast Titan, and the Beast Titan recognized this new weapon that Paradise had, and they have never seen it before. Yes, actually, when they are flying, they are not walking, but they are flying. So when I heard this yesterday, it was like, oh yeah. In my mind, I thought, oh yeah, we saw this many times, and that's why Zeke was surprised at that time, but also a little bit afraid when Levi attacked him, because he was not landing on the ground. I mean, he was not walking; he was flying thanks to that weapon. So I think that's why they are afraid of that. And in fact, later, okay, Zeke is underlying some other things. I mean, he's saying that on Paradise there are not just. Sorry, I'm turning off the keyboard. Okay. Um, he is underlining later, in fact, with the in the dialogue with the Megath, that in Paradise, there in the Paradise Island, there are not just other titans, but there is something else. So, okay, but later I'm going to talk about this too. So, yeah, as we are saying, and as I said to you even last week, here it reminds me of Ascelado in Vinland Saga when he said, "Hello, hello, welcome, Erikissimo XD, hello." Um, it reminds me of Ascelado in Vinland Saga when he said, I told you already many times this, but anyway, he said, nobody is unbeatable. And actually, that's true. I mean, Titans are so powerful on the ground, but when it's up to talk about the sky and different type of weapons they don't know, they are so afraid or they are so insecure, they don't know what to do. And that's the perfect example, in my opinion. But then, okay, look, what surprised me, even if, of course, I know this, but when Zeke asked to talk, wow, I mean, I've never seen Zeke like this. It's a new version of Zeke, because usually we saw in season 3, part 2, a Zeke who is ordering other people to do something, or we saw Zeke with a huge personality of, oh, you have to do this or you have to do that. Oh, come on, be careful. This time it has to be the time. And we anime only have never understood this new side of a personality we see in this episode, in which he's, sorry, can I say my opinion or can I say something, as if he's afraid to ask the permission to ask a question. So it was really surprising because I didn't expect, I have never expected in the previous season to see this side of Zeke. So also in this case, we see as if they are, hi Malik, as if they are two different personalities. I mean, two different people. One person was that in the previous season, even against Mike, okay, he was so different with a strong personality, a person who wants to, I mean, a titan in this case. Hello, Hinokami Kagura, hello. A person, a titan, who wanted to impose his orders with by creating, hello Edward, ciao, by creating fear, okay, in other people. And I've never expected, oh, sorry, can I say my opinion? But in this case, on this side of the world, we understood something different. I mean, on this side, on the other side of the ocean, the reality is totally different. And that's why even last week I said, anyway, guys, you are all aliens and you are treated all in the same way at the end of the day, no matter if you live in paradise or not. To Marley, I mean, to Marley people, you are always something not good, something to be pushed down, something to be discriminated. So sometimes when I hear the characters of, sometimes when I hear aliens living in Marley, that they say, no, we are different. No, the aliens on the island, they are the real demons, but we are different because we are here. No, at the end of the day, even if you're here, I mean, even if you're living on the side of Marley, you are always treated as nothing. So I don't see any difference. But okay, I will talk to you about it later when I will describe what I felt when I found out Reiner's mom. But anyway, they are so convinced of something that is not true. It's just a formality. It's just a superficial thought, a superficial view of the facts. But at the end of the day, all aliens are treated the same. All aliens are more than nothing. So this is quite stupid sometimes to see. But on the other side, I understand that they are educated like this. As I told you in the previous episode, they are forced to think things like that. And that's why they pretended to think they are different, but at the end of the day, they are not. Okay, I will go on later about this. But yeah, I saw this version of Zeke. It surprised me. In fact, the general, I mean the commander, he was a talk about Zeke by saying the Wonder Boy. I mean the person who always gave great things in this case, and I don't know if that note was quite ironical. I mean, if it was used with that tone of irony or not. But I felt as if he was not praised. He was not praising Zeke, actually. He was just reminding, you're an alien anyway, Wonder Boy. When they give always attacks to people, um, in my opinion, there is always a negative feeling, a negative perception of the thing. There is not this positive feeling when they give you a tag, when they give you a surname, or when they give you a different name from usual. So I felt it like that. I didn't feel as if the commander wanted to praise Zeke by saying, oh, you're the Wonder Boy. But it was just like mocking him somehow. And hi, Andrew, hi. And yeah, I didn't feel as if it was a compliment. Okay, but and yeah, another important thing I wanted to underline is okay, we will see this throughout the entire episode, but even in the previous one, I mean, in the previous episode, and even in Paradise, we saw this the power of the press. I mean, even in this episode, we see that Zeke wants to use newspapers and also other things. So we are going to talk about them later. But he wants to use at the beginning of the episode. He's underlining the using of a press in order to control people's mind or to let the people think that something is happening, even if they are just planning to do so, in order not to let other countries make the next move, right? So the newspaper is not using just to inform people, but in this case, I find as if they are really using the press in order to reach their goals. And yeah, I think that is more interesting to know many other details about this, because let's say that even in the past, the press was used to confirm things, but also to control people's mind and to force people to believe something, okay, specifically, even if other people didn't think like that, they were forced to think like that because the press told this to the people, and the people had to follow this info as if it was the real truth or the only truth. So I think that this subject is huge and is so important at the same time, because I think that people in this story, they can be forced to think, or they can be controlled or brainwashed somehow. Um, for example, press is used also to inform, because in episode 1, sorry, of season 4, you see at the end that John gets some info at the end of the episode by reading what happened during the war, and he, as if it's my opinion, he is getting in touch with this new info regarding these new weapons so that they can destroy Titans automatically. And so, yeah, the press can inform, but at the same time, as Zeke is doing at the beginning of this episode, they use press to erase from other countries' mind the fact that Marle is no strong anymore. It's like a sort of escamotage. French people say like this, but yeah, it's a sort of a different way to go around the reality. Okay, so people believe this, but okay, I think it was it was really great to see how Zeke, he is still strategical, and he still wants to find a way not to be punished, because yeah, most of the times I feel as if Zeke, he is really afraid. I mean, as I said before, I had this image of Zeke as if he is strong, the best Titan, but in this episode I didn't feel like that. Okay, but anyway, yeah, I understood that Zeke has 1 year left, and wow, I mean, in 1 year he has to redeem himself from the mistake he made 4 years before. Um, so he, instead of be punished, or instead of change the Titan, because Colt is going to become the next Beast Titan, he prefers to redeem himself and say, okay, let me start another war against the Paradise and let's solve the problems, I mean, the mistakes I made. But when he said, I'm a little bit concerned, I mean, I'm worried about Colt becoming the new Beast Titan. Yeah, at the beginning I thought it was quite presumptuous, but then he explained later, sorry, I used this sentence in order to have this plan going on. So I understand that Zeke is quite strategical and he knows what he's doing. And I think he knew what he was doing since he was a child, since he decided to go against Grisha and Dinah Fritz. So I think he is really different from others. But what surprised me is that the later, sorry, I'm following. Yes. um, what surprised me is that later he is saying, Colt is saying to him, you are totally different from the other beast titans before you, because it seems you are as if you are a Kyojin, I mean, as if you are the original Titan, the source Titan, but because you have this power to, let's say, to be different, to be stronger, right? Because you're not from the bloodline. But anyway, you seem so powerful. Okay, Colt doesn't know that that he is the son of Dinah Fritz, and that's why Zeke. Okay, then he started by saying something ironical, but yeah, he said that when I will be eaten by you, you will know my memories and you will understand. Then he said something laughable, okay, but it's true. I mean, when a Colt will eat Zeke, he will remember many things from his past. But look, I'm still really curious about who was the Beast Titan before Zeke. And when they said, "Oh no, you're totally different from the previous Titans before you," I mean, from the previous Beast Titans before you. Ooh, I'm so curious. Who was before Zeke? I mean, he inherited the Beast Titan from Dare. I mean, from whom? I'm I'm really curious to know more about this. Definitely. So I hope that in the story they are going to underline this and they are going to tell me more because look, I'm really curious about this. um, okay, and then yeah, Zeke. Um, yeah, he said, I mean, Magath reached and he said, um, look, I don't understand because 32 ships reached the paradise, tried to reach tried to reach paradise, but then they didn't come back. So at this point, we understand finally that there is something over there blocking um, them to reach paradise, and we understand finally that something is different. Do you remember that even in the previous episode I told you, when you asked me how can they reach Marley now, okay, and I didn't know this before, but I was saying probably they are using submarines or they are using something like boats, I mean ships or whatever, in order to reach Marley, or they are helped by Eren, or they are helped by Armin because he is the colossal titan. These were my ideas, my theories. And so when they are saying that in the previous 3 years, 32 ships disappeared because they didn't come back, that makes me feel as if somebody is still over there in Paradise waiting that other ships are coming in order to defeat them, to stop them. But at the same time, maybe somebody used those ships in order to reach Marley, so they can infiltrate themselves into Marley and pretend to be Marliagin. I mean, pretending to be Marlian people. In fact, Jan, for example, he's already Marley. And that makes you understand that somebody is still in Paradise and somebody is coming in Marley and becoming a sort of a spy. I don't know. I still have to understand what's going on actually, but that makes sense because For example, if Armin stays over there in Paradise, and thanks to the colossal titan, he is stopping the ships. And at the same time, there is Eren coming in Marle. That means that the Shinso and the Shingeki no Kyojin is in Marle. They can make a balance because if someone is attacking a Paradise, at the same time, Eren can attack in Marle. So maybe it will be a little bit strategical, in my opinion. Plus, there is the Chosan Heidan. In fact, when Zeke said, look, there are not, in my opinion, there are not just the Titans, or maybe they inherited another Titan, and it's more than one Titan. Yeah, actually, it is. Good job, Zeke. But anyway, okay. But when he said there are not just the Titans, in that moment, we see this flashback or something like that of the two attacks, the Zeke versus Levi and Reiner with Mikasa, but then it's reconducted to Reiner's dream. So at the beginning, I thought that Zeke was talking about Levi and Mikasa, but then I understood that Reiner was making this nightmare. So okay, but I think it's connected somehow. I mean, I think Zeke was thinking about Levi because he was affected by this attack, and probably Reiner is thinking of about Mikasa in his nightmare because she attacked Reiner so hard with the last rise. So I think everything is connected anyway. Both they are so afraid of let's say the Ackerman at this point, Levi and Mikasa, or they are afraid of the Chosan Heidan because of these weapons they have, and they can fly from one building to the other one, and they are using the sky. They are not using the ground. So that's the fear that is reconducting to the first thought I told you today in this live streaming. So, okay, but anyway, it was really awesome to see the fact that Zeke is afraid somehow. Okay, he was afraid already when Zeke attacked, when Levi attacked him, but the fact that we see that he is still afraid after that attack and after 4 years passed, wow, that makes you understand how Levi was so strong and how was so powerful defeating him somehow. Okay, not entirely, but I think that attack was one of the most beautiful we saw till now. Okay, so let's think about it once again. If you see me looking down, is because I have the list, because I don't want you to miss anything. But anyway, that means when Zeke said they are not, they don't have Titans only. Okay, I think probably he can think about the Chosan Heidan because they have these weapons. They can think about the Ackerman because for both Reiner and Zeke, 2 Ackerman defeated them. So, yeah. And then, what else? Yeah, the Chosan Heidan, the Ackerman. That's it, I think, except for Titans. So, okay. Try to imagine if the Paradise people had the same canons Marley had. In one episode, it was already finished. Okay, but anyway, yeah, let's talk about Reiner. Look, I think what made me more curious than ever was trying to understand Reiner's psychology. I mean, Reiner's personality. I think it's still too hard to understand what he's thinking because sometimes I believe as if he is on the Paradise side. I mean, and some other times I believe he's not. Or maybe it's because of this problem, this trauma he handled throughout all these years. In fact, we saw this even when Marco was assaulted, I mean, when he was eaten by a titan, that he had this switch of a personality, or when Reiner was talking to Eren in the forest, and also in that case, he was showing this switch on, switch off of 2 different ways of thinking. But yeah, I think from what I understood in this episode, Somehow, I think Rainer doesn't regret to have been to Paradise because probably the fact that he reached the Paradise, and at the beginning, yes, the mission was to infiltrate over there. So it was nothing positive at all from our perspective. But maybe as soon as he reached the Paradise and as soon as he infiltrated as a spy in order to know more the situation, he got affected in a positive way, let's say, by these personalities, by these people on the island. So it's like as if one person is so sure about something until she or he sees the reality as it is. And once he or she can experience reality as it is, he or she can change his or her mind. It's up to the experience itself. And that's why probably Rainer reached the paradise and he had a specific idea in his mind because he was brainwashed all the time, all his entire life. So he had a certain idea, as much as Gabi has right now. But then when he reached the paradise, he saw a difference. He saw that something was not as it was described by Marle. I mean, by aliens living in Marle, that something was different. But anyway, okay, I will analyze all the scenes of Rainer so you understand what I mean. But yeah, even with these, even waking up from this nightmare, Rainer has always had lots of flashbacks, lots of traumatic memories. I think everything started, and we understood this from the episode, but everything more or less started with Marcel. I mean, when his friend was eaten, and Marcel protected him from Yumiru, I mean, from Ymir. And from that moment, everything bad started. I mean, all his bad memories, real bad memories started, and they were jumping in his head over and over and over again, creating trauma, 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 until he doesn't know anymore who he is. It's so great. I mean, I think Rainer, as I told you many times, I had already this idea previously when he was switching these two personalities in season 3, part 2, also, because yeah, I think so, yeah. But also in season 2, yeah, in season 2. And I've always thought, I told you before season 4 starting, that Rainer is not a bad guy. I think Rainer was forced by others to think some other things, and he was forced to do what he did, and he was forced not to believe to other people who were telling him the contrary, and he was forced to suffer. You can see it. You can see it in everything he's doing, in all the reactions he has, because it's like as if he has a role, okay, superficial and external role to keep, but on the inside, he's not thinking what this role wants him to think. I hope you understand what I mean. But that's what I believe. Yeah, I don't think Rainer is the bad guy we have always thought in the previous seasons. There is a world behind his character, in my opinion, and I can't wait that they explain me his past life. I mean, his previous experiences, even before reaching paradise, so I can understand more about him. But definitely, I think if Gabi, she's brainwashed right now, he received the same treatment of Gabi when he was a child. So I didn't like what happened to Gabi. I don't like what happened to Rainer too. And I think they are all victims. nobody is a hero here, because every time these kids are saying, "Ah, we are going to become the heroes, we are going to save this world, yeah, we're going," this is what other people made them think, but that's not reality. They are all victims of the system. So poor them. It was so sad to watch some scenes also in this episode, and I think you you feel cruelty, brutality, how humans can be so brutal, how people can control your mind. And trust me, it's not so difficult to do. Because if you are raised somewhere and they tell you that the sky is purple since the beginning of your life, you call that blue, I mean, the blue of the sky, you call it purple. And so it's really easy to control people's mind if you want. And if you educate somebody from the beginning, Gabi is an example. And when I told you in the last episode that Gabi, yes, she is like this. I mean, she's eccentric, she's narcissistic, she is totally confident in herself, but at the same time, uh, she's like this because of what the other people made of her. And she became like this because of other people. It's the fault is these other people, not Gabi's. So let's try to see her in a different way, because I think she's having the same experience of Rainer, even if Gabi and Rainer are a little bit treated differently. And also, Gabi and Rainer, they are experiencing something different also because they have different personalities. Okay, but anyway, I will tell you later. Going on with the episode, so I will not skip anything. Yeah, we see finally Galliard. Okay, look, every time in episode 1, I asked myself, who is this Galliard? Okay, yes, I know that is Galliard and it's not Galliardo. I know that this is the Japanese pronunciation, okay? Because the last time I told you that Galliardo in Italian it means someone caccoi. I mean, someone, oh, sei un Gagliardo, che figo, okay? But yes, I was talking about the Japanese pronunciation. I didn't mean that it's Galliardo, the real pronunciation, because I know it's Galliard. Okay. Okay, we saw Galliard. First of all, I didn't know Galliard was Marcel's brother. So it was another great discovery. Second of all, I saw his personality. And third of all, I understood why Gabi loves him. Okay, let's go step by step. First of all, he is presumptuous too. I mean, come on. When he said, if I were there 9 years ago, everything would have been different. Look, this is the typical sentence that Gabi loves. That's why I think Gabi, she likes Galliard, because more or less they have the same personality. I mean, they were raised the same and they are saying the same things. So it's like as if they are mutants. I mean, they don't seem to have different personalities here. And okay, this will make you understand what I mean later when we talk about the Reiner's speech at the end. But they don't seem to be different in Marle. I'm talking about the Eldians living in Marle. They seem to be all the same, thinking about all the same things. Nobody can say something different, because if you say something different, you are a problem. And that makes you understand how Paradise and how aliens living in Marle are different. But yeah, Galliard, first impression, he is too eccentric. I mean, yeah, if you were there, everything was better. Who believes that? I mean, you're not in the right position to say so. First, experience something, and then you're going to confirm this. But I don't like when people try to emphasize their skills in front of others and they try to be better in front of others. I totally dislike this. Because I'm pretty sure that if he was there together with Bertoldo, Rainer, and Annie, I think that he would have experienced the same problems. But then, okay, we saw that he said he inherited already some memories from Yumiro, and he doesn't like Yumiro. I think because she got in touch with Historia, and that was a huge problem for them. But at the same time, yes, it's confirmed that Yumiro is dead. Okay, she was eaten by Galliard, but anyway, she's dead. And I understood this from season 3, part 2, when there was this flashback already explaining, okay, after Rainer gave this letter of Yumiro to Historia, we understand that she's dead. And that was her last farewell, I mean, her last sayonara to Historia. But yeah, one interesting question is when Rainer is asking him, did you inherit some memories from Marcel? Did you see something from your brother's memories? And he said, not yet. Okay, so until you don't see some things, it's better if you don't talk. As I told you, I don't like people who talk before seeing something or before have the confirmation of something. So let me say right now, I don't like Galliard so much because his mind is too tricked by the reality in which he's living in, and that's why he is more or less like Gabi, in my opinion. They have some things in common, okay? But okay, I also understand on the other side that Marcel was his brother and he can't stand Rainer because if it was not for because of Rainer, probably his brother would have still been alive. And that's why I feel as if he feels some resentment towards Rainer, and he finds Rainer as if he's the guilty boy, the guilty guy who stole his brother's life. And that's why he has this attitude towards him. So, on one side, I think he's tricked because he's forced to think some things. But on the other side, I think he does what he does because he he was sad because of his brother's life stolen like this because of somebody else. So when he said, "Oh, are you trying to imitate my brother? What did you do on that island? Were you trying to imitate my brother? To be the kind guy, the guy who's protecting the others?" And Rainer said, "Yes, I did that." Maybe because I don't think Rainer wants to imitate someone, but I think he wants to redeem himself by doing this. And I think Rainer too felt guilty because I think he was really friendly with Marcel. I remember even in the previous seasons that it seemed that Marcel was his best friend or something like that. So I think he was not happy at all to see Marcel being eaten in front of his eyes as much as Eren by seeing Carla eating eaten in front of his eyes. So I think nobody likes those moments, and everybody feels guilty when they are the protagonists when they see in front of their eyes those type of scenes. So I think Rainer feels guilty. That's it, and that's why he wants to be like Marcel because it's a sort of way to redeem himself for what happened. Um, I don't know. I felt like this. And also in this case, I didn't feel that Rainer was a bad guy and Rainer couldn't uh, be a kind guy. I think he is somehow. And we saw it also in this episode. I will tell you later. But yeah, I think he is not the guy that was portrayed in the first seasons. I think now we see a different side of him, and this is really beautiful because I like these type of stories when you are so sure about one character, but then there is a plot twist or something happening that is going to turn everything upside down, and you feel surprised. That's what I like. I like anime like this. So till now, I really like what I saw. Um, okay, then we saw. No, look, guys. Sorry, even in the sorry, I have notes here. But anyway, look, guys. Even in my reaction, I was so surprised. Look, Peak is a woman. Look at this. I mean, the Cart Titan is a woman. I'm shocked. First of all, because there was one female Titan, that is Annie. So the fact that Annie is a female Titan, that makes me understand somehow that all the others are men. Okay, so poor Peak, because Peak, she is a woman, but she could not become the woman, the female Titan, for example. And then I was surprised because yes, then I thought, okay, the Beast Titan is a man, the Armor the Titan is a man, the Colossal Titan is a man, the Shingeki no Kyojin and Shiso at this point is a man. The new Colossal Titan also is a man, Armin. The Joe Titan is a man, I mean Galliardo. Okay, previously there was Yumiru actually, and she was a woman. But look, when I saw Peak, I mean, when I saw the Carter Titan in season 3, part 2, I've never imagined that the Carter Titan was a woman. Look, wow, I'm so surprised. How can I say, or what can I say about Peak? Not so much, really, because yeah, I think it was more shocking to realize that she was a woman than to know more about her character itself. I think she seems kind. She really seems kind, but at the same time, she's repeating the same things all the others say. For example, look, we are doing this for a good thing. You did great, Gabi. This is what we are here for. I mean, all the things everybody says already. So there is not a difference. There is not a free spirit. There is not freedom of thinking or freedom of speech in this case. And this is underlined so many times. Um, it was really bad to see this because, yeah, it can remind of the World War II in Germany when everybody had or everybody were forced to think one thing only, and if you didn't think that thing, you were out of the way. I mean, you were you were an outcast, someone who was not good, someone who was easy to defeat because look, if one country all think the same things and there is only one person saying the contrary, okay, you're done, you're finished, you're nothing. And here, yeah, it seems the same. Okay, also this armband, it reminds of it could remind of the Second World War, even if I don't believe so. I mean, I don't think there is a precise or specific connection to this. I think it was just a way to discriminate anyway. But as I said already in other live streamings before, I think yeah, last week, I think we are surrounded by discriminations even now. So I don't think this armband is a sort of a reminder of the Second World War specifically, but it's just a discrimination itself. Usual discriminations we also experience right now. So I don't see such a definite connection with that. That's my opinion. But anyway, um, this hometown they are reaching after the war is Riberio, but usually in Japanese, when they put R as a sound at the beginning, is L. That means is Liberio in this case, if I'm not wrong, because many times even with Levi, usually they were saying at the beginning Rivi with the R, even if it was L. So that's why I think it's Liberio, not Riberio, but, but Japanese people they pronounce like this, right? In this case, that's another oxymorons because I mean it's something opposite. It's something antithetical. And tell me if I'm right. I mean, tell me if Liberio is the right pronunciation or not. But if it's Liberio and not Riberio with the R, Liberio can come from a Latin language that means liber, and liber in Latin means to be free, from some. Look, I found it on my smartphone last time, yesterday, because I wanted to check if I was thinking the right thing or not. Look, liber. Yes, here we are. Liber. And it's a Latin dictionary online. And liber means free, uh, social free, politically free, independent, free, okay, one more time, without impediments, sincere, and more or less these are all the terms, the translation. But this is something crazy because they live in Liberio, but they are not free. What's the point of this? This is something strange and crazy to think. And even when Gabi, she's emphasizing this thing. I mean, she's so happy, and she says she loves her motherland. I mean, her hometown, Liberio. She's loving something that she's not. She's loving something that doesn't exist because she's not free. She's just in a cage. She's just in a sort of container or something that can contain her, that can let her feel inside of something. And that's the total opposite meaning of a liberio. I mean, liber, that means to be free. Socially speaking, but also politically speaking, they are not free. And that was hilarious. Hilarious, but also really, really sad to understand this. I mean, that's what I felt when I heard this name. And I think you manga readers know more than me, but yeah, I think that's Liberio, the name of the town. And if I'm correct, it's correct what I said until now. Otherwise, I'm wrong. But yeah, that surprised me a lot. But we saw this Liberio even in the trailer. We saw that there is this scene in which Gabi is coming outside from the train. Um, but look, another thing, they are using the train at night. Okay, why? I mean, don't tell me they are using this train at night because there are some titans inside. Because I don't think there is a problem of this. Or are they using this train at night because they are the, how can I say, the last part of the society, so they are not considered a lot, and that's why, okay, at night where when all the other people they are safe and sound at home, they can go to with this trainer because they are not important at all. They are aliens or stuff like that, as if they are the scum of the society, more or less. I don't know, but this midnight train, that is also the title of this episode, made me think, I mean, why at night and not during daylight? I don't think Kankearu, I mean, I don't think it matters with the thing of being Titans because they reached the home when it was daylight, so there is not a problem at all. Um, but yeah, okay, it may maybe because they are not considered, they are nothing, and I don't know. I felt a little bit sad or a little bit disappointed to see how people are treated in this story. It's so easy to treat people as if they are nothing, and it's so easy to treat people as important to people just when it's convenient. But that's the portrait of a real life most of the times. It happens in real life too. So I think it was realistic what we saw anyway. Or when people were treated as nothing even in history, it was something really common. Really common and wow. Okay, let's go on. Why did I say that Rainer can be kind? And he is kind, in my opinion, because mm, when he was meeting the four boys and girls, I mean Gabi and Falco, Udo, and Sofia, I think when he was touching their heads, he was kind. I could see Rainer, the kind Rainer. And also in this case, it's unexpected because if we stopped watching in season 3, part 2, we couldn't think Rainer is a kind man, even if I had this opinion. But here we have so many examples in which we see that actually Rainer, he is a good boy. He was a good boy because nobody is born on this earth as a bad guy or as a bad woman. We become like this, but at the beginning we are all good. We are all kind. It depends how we are raised and where we are raised, by whom we are raised. It's always the same thing. And then another thing that surprised me is when Rainer, he has this sort of flashback of these four guys, Bertoldo, Marcel, Annie, and who else? Um, Bertoldo, Marcel, Annie, and oh wait, I'm missing somebody. Not Zeke. Wait, let me see the thumbnail of the live. um, he sees these four children that is the group, okay, of who they are right now. And yeah, I think the other one is he Galliard? I don't know, but anyway, there are these four kids, and Rainer is watching as if he is a kid. I mean, as if he's going back in time, and he's saying, "Wait," and then he comes back to the adult version. Yeah, in the reaction video, I said, I said it because in the commentary of last week or in the rewatch of the previous week, I said, sometimes Falco, Gabi, Udo, and Sofia, they reminds me of Rainer, Bertoldo, Annie, and Marcel, the four guys that were elected to become Titans. And I think Rainer suffered because he became a Titan and he was forced to become a Titan to be recognized by Marle. Not because he wanted to become a hero for real or because he wanted to show something to other people. That was the only way to be free or to be recognized by Marle and not to be punished or to be treated as nothing forever. So I think he feels sad for these four guys, the new generation guys here in front of him, because I think he is afraid that they are suffering the same things he suffered for. And that's another thing that makes me understand that Rainer is not so bad as we think or we thought until now. But then it can seem that if there is even a Galliard over there, and Galliard always said, "Oh, if I was there 9 years ago instead of you, things were different," or as if he is a good for nothing. I mean, as if he is not, as if Rainer, he is not the great titan as he want other people to think, as if he is underestimating Rainer somehow. So the fact that he is a child, he's saying, "Ah, Mate," and all the others are going far beyond him, maybe is because he was not good as them, or maybe because he saw that they were better than him, and he, when he was saying "Mate," it means, "No, don't leave me here alone, let me join too." I don't know, that made me feel something like this. Or it can be, as I said, I mean, it can be that he remembered these four guys in front of him when they were children, and he knew what was about to happen to the new generation, that is about to face the same reality, the same fate. And I don't know, but I felt both. I still don't know what to choose. Maybe both of they are correct, or maybe just one of them, or maybe both are wrong. It could be everything possible, but yeah, I felt so sad for Rainer in that moment because he is surrounded, he is followed by his trauma all the times. And if is correct what I said about being left behind and all the others going ahead instead of him, that means that Rainer feels really unuseful, or he he is not considering himself as good enough. And that means Rainer collected lots of insecurities. And maybe those insecurities were given to him by other people. I mean, they were imposed by other people. And that's why throughout all his life, he had to prove other people he was not under others and he was good. As if, let's say, I give a comparison. Even Naruto. At the beginning, we see Naruto that he is underestimated by everybody. He he's detached from others, and nobody wants to get in touch with him because they think, oh, he is useless. I mean, he is nothing. He can't do anything. He is not good. He's not skilled and stuff like that because all the others prefer Sasuke, and Sasuke is skillful, kakoi, etc., etc. I mean, the opposite. But then when Naruto sees this, he wants to prove others that they are wrong. Okay, he wants to prove them it's not as they believe, that it was just the stereotype imposed by the system of the village, thinking that Naruto was just a demon. Is almost the same if you think about this. And that's why I think Rainer, if he feels like that, if he feels that he is useless and he is not good as the others, is because of what other people forced them to think like this. If someone is telling you you're nothing, you're nothing, you're nothing, you're nothing, you're nothing, your brain starts believing this until there is somebody else telling you the opposite. But in that case, you create confusion in your mind and you don't understand who you are for real. I think Rainer chose to show them, to prove them they were wrong. And that's why he always wants to praise Marle, to be faithful to Marle, to show all the times, even at the end of the episode, that he is on Marle's side, for sure. and that he is considered the armored titan. So it means that if he made it till there's a reason for that. But yeah, in this episode, I wanted to say even a poor Reiner, because he was not praised as others, and maybe that's the problem of Reiner. Maybe that's the point. That's his most powerful insecurity he has. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but look, that's what I felt. And okay, anyway. Okay, let's open this chapter. When the kids are going with Rainer to the city center or whatever, there is this this person appearing, okay? And during the reaction, I said, who's that? If you didn't watch it, go and watch it, because it was hilarious. Yes, I read the comments in which they said, pay attention to this person, that it appears sometimes or whatever. But look, last time we saw Jan, okay? And this person has black hair, long hair, and if that person appearing in that frame is the same person that Falco sees later, she can't be a woman, because I saw the beard. So I have to exclude Mikasa also, because in the trailer she has her new haircut there. So that's impossible that she, or maybe if I couldn't see the beard, I would have said, okay, it's a woman, because maybe Mikasa has long hair and then she's going to cut it to make a revolution. Who knows? But no, because if these two frames, or I mean, these two appearances, they are the same, that's a man. So Connie can't be, because Connie has a short hair, okay? Sasha, no, because she's a woman. No. But okay, anyway, if that's the same person, okay, it's a man with long hair. Plus, there is another thing. When Falco is meeting these men, Falco is saying, look, don't worry, because you will not fight anymore. I'm going to analyze that scene later, but let me think about the details first. And this person doesn't have one leg. Plus, his eye is covered, so we can't see his eyes. But he doesn't have a leg. Interesting. But he is, I mean, this man, he is between people who had mental disorders, I mean, who had mental traumas after the war. He's not speaking. Maybe because if we speak, we understand who that person is. I don't know, but okay, let's go on further, and then we reach that scene, because I'm following the entire episode, otherwise it's a mess. Then we see this scene of the midnight train in which Gabi is considered as a goddess. I mean, that's something crazy. I didn't like that scene, because first of all, they are raising, I mean, they are praising and raising on top a kid, because she is a teenager, come on. In fact, later between Raina and Falco is saying that if Gabi is inheriting the Yoroi Kyojin, I mean the armor titan, she will reach the end of her life when she will be 27. That means that she's 14. Yeah, so she's a teenager, right? But that specific scene, sorry to say, it reminded me two scenes in particular, even if there is no connection at all between all these scenes, but it's just my imagination. Okay, sometimes I like to go back and to find these scenes that they have something in common. First of all, it reminds me when Yumiru, when Ymir was found, and she was given the name of Ymir as a goddess, okay, and she was so praised by others as if she's the god on earth or something like that. Yeah, it reminded me that moment in which all people are looking at a person as if it's a divinity, as if it's a deity. I mean, somebody, as if she's a god, a goddess in this case. I didn't like it at all, to tell you honestly. And second of all, another scene, it reminds me when in season 3, part 1, the last scene, almost the last scenes, in which they are having a party, okay, before conquering Shiganshina once again in season 3, part 2. And they are having this huge party, which they are all having fun, they are eating meat and stuff like that. And when the Marley commander, I mean Magath, I guess, he said, let them have fun for this night only, or just for this night, it's okay. It means that something bad is happening later, or I don't know, as if it's the calm before the tempest, I mean before the hurricane coming. I don't know, but I didn't like these, let them have fun just for one night, as if, later they will not have a party anymore or something like that. I didn't like that scene for many reasons. And the fact that yes, a third reason, yeah, is that they are emphasizing a child, I mean a teenager, to have been the best in a war. Oh, no. I don't like that. No. No matter if I am on the Marley side or on the Paradise side or whatever, I don't like when kids are like soldiers, and I don't like to see that it's so normal to consider kids as if they are soldiers. Okay, I could say the same for Eren too, when he was forced to become a Titan and to attack, okay? As if he is a weapon, okay? Because we said it even last week. I mean, we said that they are used as weapons, and this is not good at all. This is something crazy. I really don't like when I see this, because this is reality. In some countries of this world, kids are still used as soldiers. And wow, I mean, there are times in which I felt speechless, even if I was like, but yeah, I didn't like what I saw, definitely. No. Then, then, I really like the dialogue between Rainer and Falco. Let me tell you, I like Falco. Not because he has the voice acting of Tanjiro, because I really love Tanjiro, but I really like his personality. I really think Falco one day will be free to say what he wants. I mean, I'm really sure there will be a moment, okay, not now because he's too young, maybe, or because he's not, he didn't experience lots of things still, But I think that sooner or later he's going to show us his great personality and the fact that he doesn't want to be controlled so easily. Even if in this episode later we see that he is controlled, but he has this spontaneous attitude, and he has these personal opinions about many things. And I really liked that he asked Rainer, I mean, he provoked Rainer a little bit when he said about Gabi, she will be 27 when she will die, if she becomes the armored titan, unless there will be some bombs coming towards her and end her life earlier. That's how to provoke nicely, okay? And he is true. So that means, do you really care about Gabi? Because you want her to become the armored titan as if it's nothing. Do you really care about her, or it's just because she's a part of your family? At this point, okay, later we understand they are cousins. At the beginning, I thought that they were brother and sister, but okay. But do you really care? And then Rainer, he is switching to the other personality, which I don't know, as if he has to convince himself that he can't be tricked by this question. Because he, in my opinion, Rainer wanted to answer in another way, but then he's still attached to this way of thinking, as if it's a continuous brainwashing method, okay? And he couldn't go far away from it. I mean, as if he has a button that he's pushing this button and he's going back to the brainwashing style, or as if he's also brainwashed too, and he wants to brainwash other people as he was since he was born. So he's using the same techniques. In fact, Rainer's mother is the same. But anyway, and he was saying to Falco, "Oh, what are you saying? Are you going to this honor, etc., etc., etc.?" And Falco immediately had to change as if he was a machine. That was so bad to watch. I don't like these things, really. It was something I totally hated, personally speaking, because I don't like when people can't think freely. I mean, I don't like when the people are forced to think all the same things all together. All people are free to think whatever they want, and they have to be free to express their opinions as much as they can. So that thing was, okay, disgusting, let me say. But then, so in this case, is Rainer just brainwashing another person as he was in the past too? Or was he saying this to protect Falco from being heard from Magath and the others over there? Or was Rainer trying to protect himself before answering to this question in order not to be checked or to be discovered by others? There are these three options, but I don't know what to choose now, sincerely. It could be all. But if I follow what I think, that means if I follow the thought that Rainer is not bad, should I say that the last two opinions are the best? I mean, he wants to protect Falco, and also he wants to protect himself by faking they are brainwashing Falco. He's brainwashing Falco, but it's just a protection because he doesn't want Falco will be heard by others, and he also doesn't want that other people think he is not under the brainwash system they usually use. Maybe that could be a possibility. Yeah, definitely. But anyway, then, but then, this confirms me this. I mean, that maybe he wants to protect the others and he's not a bad guy because he said, do you want to save Gabi? If you wanted to save Gabi, you have to become the hero Kyojin. Save from what? From the same things he suffered for? Save Gabi because otherwise she has to be killed. I mean, she has to be eaten after 13 years. Or saved because actually Rainer, he doesn't think so wrong things about the Paradise people. And maybe he wants to be a revolution. I mean, he wants to, maybe he's planning something, but he doesn't even want to reveal it yet because he is afraid to be heard by others. There is this theme of fear here in these episodes. I felt it totally. There is the fear of talking, the fear of saying something, the fear of thinking something different, the fear of saying a mistake word or saying something that can be misunderstood. There is fear, and this fear can control people. You feel it. You definitely feel it. Fear to do everything. That's why I'm saying they live in Liberio, but they are not free at all. They are forced to live in a specific place. Two, as the aliens in Paradise, they are forced to live inside of a place. Here is called Liberio, and on the other side is called Paradise. Two things that are totally the opposite from the real term, the real meaning of the word. So both of them, they are living in a cage, but they live in Liberio. And it doesn't mean freedom at all. They praise Liberio, they love Liberio, but they can't say anything. They can't change their mind. They can't have their own opinions. As if they are inside of a mental torture, in my opinion. Like when you are tortured, mentally speaking, you're forced to think something you really don't think. But it's because you are educated like this. Every day they say you the same things, and you have to respect to follow that rule. Don't think something else, because if you think something else, you're done. Or you are used as a weapon in the next war. In fact, Rainer said, what are you saying? Look, if you say something like this, your family is going to become the new weapon for the next war. And they were transformed into titans. Are you going on like this by saying this? And at this point, when you touch the weak points of the feelings of the family, of dear people around you, you are forced to retreat. You are forced to go back to this brainwashed system. They use your feelings. And in fact, Falco was touched by Rainer's words as soon as he said, you and your family, or your family, will become weapons in the next war. Falco was, okay, let's go back and not say this anymore. But I like Falco, I like him because I think he's going to become something different. He's going to rebel. If he's going to rebel, I will really like him more than now. Definitely. Yeah. But I don't know this project of Rainer. I don't understand. Because then later, Falco is thinking about Rainer and he said, can I trust him? I mean, he probably doesn't even want to go to war too. Can I trust him? So is Rainer planning something else? And we still don't know. That could be awesome. Look, that could be great if Rainer and Eren would join forces at the end of the story. They were always one against the other one, but then if they can join forces, oh, that would be so great. I can't wait that moment if it's coming. Oh, good job. That would be amazing, definitely. Okay, I go on. Let me say one thing. I open a bracket. When the people are coming back to meet their relatives and to meet their friends, um, they can see what they left over there before 4 years of war. The music was beautiful. The music was really touching. I really liked that moment and I was almost getting emotional, but I resist. So it was really nice to see those scenes with that music. I think it was really beautiful, really, really intense. But then look up. Also, that scene was something unbelievable. Relatives, I mean, parents leaving their kids like this, go to war, okay? And when they come back, oh, you did something great. Good job. Look, you are amazing. You're the best soldier. Wow. No, it's everything is wrong here. Everything is wrong. No matter if aliens living in Marley are right or wrong, no matter if Marley they are right or wrong, the only thing I know is that everything is wrong here. Everything has to be cancelled. Okay, it's not good to say, okay? But the world we see in these episodes, no matter if it's a paradise, okay, no matter if it's a Marley, no matter if it's alien living in Mars, is all wrong. So we should do like a tabula rasa. I mean, we should, how can I say, we should end this type of world entirely. Otherwise, there will always be people repeating the same mistakes, doing the same things, thinking the same things, going on by thinking the same things. So is maybe the solution, the only solution to erase everything? Let's think about that. We are going on the same way for 100 years. Is it possible to change it right now, everything in 1 second? I don't think so. It would be too unreal. Or it's happening something that is crazy and is turning the world upside down, magically speaking. I mean, if they are going to use Maho, I mean, magic. Otherwise, I can't understand how can they solve this huge problem that is lasting 100 years. I don't understand how they can do this rather than erase everything. I know that it's not good to say, but everything is wrong here. Kids are going on war and they are praised because they do that. Kids are mentally tortured, brainwashed. Other people are tortured and used as weapons. Other people have to devote themselves because of other people's mistakes, and they are treated as slaves. People are doing this on other people. I mean, they are torturing people because they made a mistake, because they stole the power. And in the real world, we can say the same with the use of money. If you steal money or if you do something bad regarding money, you are the devil, considered the devil. So are we good in a good way, in a good world, in a good position? I don't think so. But even the people in paradise, they are wrong. Because when there was a big mistake, the big problem to solve, they left. Cowards, we can say, right? They didn't face the problem. They preferred not to do anything anymore and to retreat themselves somewhere else. And by doing this, they forced other people to live in a cage for 100 years without technology, without improvement, without anything. Is this correct? No, not at all. Nothing is wrong. Nothing is good here. And there are people who are turned into titans because they are used as weapons. No. And revenge is the main theme. No. That's why maybe in order to defeat the problems, because they are too many, and people can't find an agreement after 100 years so easily, let's erase everything. Look, that's the only thing I believe at this point, because nothing is good. So if nothing can be saved here, it's better to erase everything. I don't know. Okay, I went off topic 1 second, maybe, but no. We saw the grandma and the grandpa of Zeke. Look at that moment. By remembering how much the grandpa brainwashed Grisha, or when the grandpa, I mean the father of Grisha, reacted when he heard that her daughter was slaughtered. Come on. I mean, I can't stand them. I can't. And when they say, "Oh, Zeke, you did something great. Good job." But Zeke said, "Not yet." Also in that case, what does that mean? Not yet. Not yet because he still has to do something good? Or not yet because he still has to try to defeat Paradise and stuff like that? Question mark. Look, in Shingeki no Kyojin, there is this problem. There are always two things to say, or two options to give, or two different ideas, two different ways of thinking, always like that. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I have these question marks. So anyway, then I understood Gabi as her father and her mother, Raina as his mother. But I don't know who are the other people behind, I mean, next to her mother. Who are they? I mean, are they friends or relatives? Or are they friends of his mother? But from here, even when they are eating all together, I mean, the Brown family, let's say, there is not Reiner's father. I mean, I noticed that Gabi has both the mother and the father, but Reiner has the mother only. So I don't understand who are the people next to his mother at the beginning when he is meeting his mother for the first time after all this time. I don't know who they are, but they are not present at the dinner altogether. So I don't think that one of them was the father. No, otherwise he was there at the dinner, right? So maybe Reiner's father was killed. I mean, he died, and that's why probably Reiner has another trauma to handle. Or, can you imagine if his father, he went to Paradise? No, I mean, maybe his father was one of the people who left the aliens in Marley, and he went to Paradise, and that's why his mother is so angry with the aliens in Paradise. I mean, that's another reason why. I don't know, but It could be. That's why probably also Rainer has all this resentment to aliens living in paradise. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to give these ideas, these theories. Let's say they are all wrong, I imagine, but I'm having fun. But yeah, why? Maybe his father was killed somewhere. Or yeah, but if he's one of paradise aliens in paradise, look, oh, mm, that's really shocking. That's something crazy. Look, no, something unbelievable. Try to think if it's like that. Oh, now I understand why they really hate paradise more than usual. Well, okay. Then, okay, I finished the one paper. I still have a little bit to say. Another thing I like about Falco that we see is that Falco is always curious. I mean, he always wants to understand many things because before trusting Raina, he wants to check other things by himself, and he he's always kind as a person. He wants to help people even if he doesn't know them. It happened even in episode one with one of the enemies, for example. But it's happening even in this episode when he's trying to um, care about these soldiers who are mentally ill. I mean, um, they were mentally um, sick because they have these mental disorders. Okay, and even if he doesn't know them, he likes to help them. But look, who was his name? Kozlo. Yeah, another person I hate. Look, it was better not for me not to comment during the reaction in that moment because I would have offended him so hard when I saw that he was mocking these people because they still have the trauma of the bombs and stuff like that. How can humans become inhuman? I've always asked myself something like this. Because even in wars in real life, people are not people. People become monsters. And in that specific scene, we are not in front of a human being. We are in front of a monster. How can Kozlo be so rude, so brutal? Okay, he's a Marley, but I don't mind. Let me tell you honestly, that's why I said it's better to erase everything because everything is wrong. No matter the excuses you have, no matter if aliens took you away something, no matter if aliens did something bad to you, this is not human. This is not human. The inhumanity is spreading all over this story, and we are just after two episodes. I can't imagine what's happening next because we already saw tortures, we already saw mental traumas, we have already saw um, how people are treated as weapons, as uh, how they are tortured so easily, how they are considered as objects. But you, it's really hard to believe that everything is coming from human beings. So in the previous seasons, we were afraid of titans. Okay, we were afraid of these creatures trying to destroy humanity and trying to defeat humanity, and we were all afraid of them because we thought that they were the real monsters. I'm trying to imagine that that's the contrary right now because when I saw that Kozlo scene, it was something. I think it was worse than the first episode in which the Colossal appeared. That was nothing compared. No, nothing compared. And then, okay, there is this scene. Okay, we see, ecco, now I started to tell you my idea, okay? There is this scene that is connecting to that frame I told you before, in which we find these men, and Falco is rescuing these men. But he is a man because he has the beard, so that's a man. Okay. The first thing he says is that his armband is upside down. Okay, that he is mentally ill. Okay, that he has a trauma, so maybe this person not doing, okay? But it's the first case in which we see that a person has the armband that is upside down. That makes me understand. That makes me understand that this person is not from that area. I mean, if your armband is upside down, yeah, maybe it can be a coincidence. Or maybe, yeah, he fell and somebody rescued him because he doesn't have one leg, okay? So maybe, I don't know, he fell and his armband fell down too, and then somebody put this armband back, but he was in the wrong position. But that's really strange, okay? Okay. Then, as I told you, his eye is hidden. Because maybe if we see the eye, we can understand who that person is. Also because the other eye is closed, while one eye is hidden. So the fact that they don't want us to reveal the eyes is because once we see the eyes, we understand who that person is. Definitely, for sure. Then there is this leg missing. Definitely, let me tell you one thing, definitely is someone important. I mean, definitely, he is someone important in the story, because otherwise, they didn't show us 2 times the same person, because I'm quite sure, I'm really convinced that that person is the same. I mean, that one, when Rainer and the kids are together, and that man, he is the same. So, could be Eren. Levi, no, because he has never had long hair. Come on. I mean, if he is one of the infiltrated people, Levi, it's impossible because he has never had long hair. I can't imagine Levi with long hair. And then he was pretty tall, actually. Levi is not so tall. Sasha, no, because she's a woman. Connie, he has never had long hair. So I don't think he is going to start right now. Hanji. No, but he has the beard, so no Hanji. Because suddenly I was thinking about Hanji because maybe she could also have the eye hidden, but then no. Maybe it's Eren. Yeah, but why does he have the leg? I mean, why is he missing a leg? Maybe he could do it because he can regenerate his body. I mean, even in season 1, when he was trying to rescue Armin from the Titan, and his arm was cut. No, please don't answer to any of my questions because I don't want to know. Thank you so much for the support, but no, I prefer to think about by myself. That's why I repeat you. I decided to ask YouTube to delete automatically comments in which they contain probable spoilers because I don't want to know. But anyway, yeah, I was saying in season one, when he's trying to rescue Armin, Eren, I mean, the Titan cut Eren's arm, but then he could regenerate, so it can be. So is he going to infiltrate over there between people who had a trauma? Wait a second. I mean, he's going inside over there in that building. He's going to convince everybody to stay on his side, to create a, I don't want to say coup d'etat part two, but is he going to convince people to join him? While on in Paradise there is maybe Armin as the Colossal to protect the shores of Paradise, and Eren here is not alone in Marle because he has John and the others already infiltrated in Marle. But I don't think probably is connected because I repeat you in the preview of season 3 part 2 at the end, Mikasa is not together with Eren. Mikasa is in Paradise and Eren is already away. So maybe they are not together. But Eren is going to go inside this building if it's Eren, but he's going to fake to be an Eldian living in Marle, and he's going to convince everybody to join him or to change their minds. As much as other people are using the press, for example, he's using words. It can be. And he is creating this sort of army of people. Yeah, but why, in this case, if it's like that, why he wants to join? I mean, why he wants to corrupt somehow or to change the mind of these people? Because they are mentally ill, so nobody can listen to them if they talk or if they stay next to him. Or maybe it was just a way to infiltrate, as much as John is reading the newspaper and he's already there. Then Zeke can transform a Titan as he likes. Like, and he's going to transform. Does Eren have the same power? I mean, he is the Shiso, so he can do everything. So is he going to transform? I mean, is Eren going to transform these people, these mentally tortured people, into Titans to revenge? To have like a sort of a Titan army. Why could be Eren? Because he has black hair, pitch black hair. Because he was starting having long hair already after, I mean, at the end of season 3, part 2. Because the leg can be regenerated. Yeah, but the leg, maybe it was just a way to let them understand that he's, how can I say, that he had some troubles. I mean, He wanted to infiltrate in the best way possible. But that means when he is looking at Rainer and the kids, in that moment, he doesn't. He still has the leg because he's standing. So maybe he is helped, as in the other scene. But maybe he decided to cut his leg somehow later. Another reason is the eyes. We can't see his eyes because probably if we saw the eyes, we already understood it was Eren. Yeah, one eye is closed, and I think it's on purpose if that's the case. The other one is hidden. But if it's Eren, why is he over there? Yeah, he wants to infiltrate, but why between those people? Hmm. Maybe he's starting doing this because it's the best way to be like a spy. I mean, if you want to be a spy, you don't show yourself so in such an evident way. You prefer to start like a Fukuro, I mean, like the owl in season 3 part 2. He decided to infiltrate in the police of Marley and the security, whatever. I mean, wow. That throughout all these theories, it could be Eren, but mm, why? Why over there specifically? But then, look, yeah, as I was saying, Falco said, don't worry to all these people. He said, don't worry because you're not going to fight anymore. Does that mean that Falco is going to rebel and do something so war can't happen anymore? Or because they are mentally ill, so they say, okay, now it's your time to be free. I mean, you will not be involved in war anymore. But if that's Eren, that means that it's the first time that he is meeting Falco. Wow. And Falco doesn't even know that he was in front of the Shiso and the Shingeki no Kyojin. I mean, wow. A strange meeting. But anyway, Reiner can't die. Okay, Reiner still has a 3 years, right? But he can't die until he meets Eren because in the trailer they are talking together. So they are having a sort of dialogue. So it's impossible Reiner is going to leave us before that moment. So that means Eren is going to beat Reiner soon, surely. If we follow the trailer, after we see the scene of Gabi coming back to Riberio, let's say it in Japanese, Riberio. What scene? I don't remember. There is a Gabi. Ah, there is the statue. There is that statue with that person that is hitting the statue. I mean, it's a statue, and there is this statue composed of a big face, maybe a titan, and this person hitting the titan. And then after there is this dialogue between Rainer and Eren in the background, and Rainer with this boy, in this case is Falco, is going in the basement. So I think it's coming really soon, that dialogue. Ooh, I still wonder why. Why he wants to stay between ill people. I mean, between people who have mental illnesses. Maybe he wants to create a sort of army between people who don't have a certain opinion or an opinion that can be or maybe he goes there because those soldiers lived something incredible, something so negative, and he can use them because does that mean that Eren is going to do the same mistake as the others? I mean, he's using people. So he's wrong too. No, I mean, I don't understand. But that could be Eren, yeah, yeah. But I still don't understand why he chooses to go there. Okay. Then we saw this dinner in which we see Gabi that is so excited as always. And we see, I don't know, in that scene, it seems that everybody is looking at Gabi with pride, okay? I mean, everybody is so happy because of Gabi. Everybody is so proud of Gabi, and Rainer is on the other side as if he is, yeah, there is a Rainer too. Who cares? That's what I felt in that moment. I mean, all the attention is on Gabi because Gabi can become the next Titan. But at the same time, it means that Rainer, if it's there or if he's not there, he's the same. And also in that case, I didn't like when the parents of Gabi, they were so excited. Oh, good job, Gabi! You did such a great thing. Wow, you're the best soldier. But can you imagine a parents talking like this? It's something unbelievable. Something that it's so wrong. And then, look, there is even Rainer's mother saying to him, saying to Rainer, Rainer, do you think she's becoming the next Armor Titan? Yes, I think so. Oh, I am so proud of you guys. In one family, we have two Titans. Wow. Let's be happy. I mean, that's something to be proud of. But then, look, there is this Reiner's speech in which he is saying, because someone else is asking, I mean, I think Gabi's father, yeah, he's asking Raina, look, you can tell us something about that island. You stayed there for such a long time, so can you tell us how they were? You had the chance to meet those devils. And Gabi says, no, he can't, blah, blah, blah. But then Rainer starts with this speech that it was simply hilarious. And I don't understand if in that moment, is Rainer mocking them? Because I can't believe that the example of the potato of Sasha is something to define somebody as a demon or a devil. I don't know, was he mocking them? Look, I can't believe this. Or was he serious? But if he was serious, that's something unbelievable too. That scene with the Sasha was described as if it was something crazy, but actually, yeah, she just went against the general in front of her. But does that define a person as a demon or as a devil? Then, yeah, he gave other examples, but I don't understand that he was referring to whom. I mean, he was referring to other people. I think the same group of the 104 team. So, but I don't know specifically. He was thinking about who. But yeah, then there was one moment in which he said there is one fool. I mean, one guy who wants to go against everything or something like that. I think that's Eren. But And then he said that he's followed by others, and this person is followed by others. I think it's Mikasa, Armin, and all the other friends. Okay. And then he said, and then Watastachi, and then we were there too. There are, they are Asoko over there. They are different type of people. And wow, when he said something like that, he made me realize that Raina, he doesn't think what all the other people think about Paradise. Because if, and that makes me understand that when he was having this dialogue with the Falco, it was because he was protecting him. I mean, he wants to protect both from the Marleagin, hearing them or listening to them while they were talking, because they are always under control. Every time people wanted to talk between themselves, there is always somebody coming. Look at the Zeke and the Colt. When they were talking, Megath reached them. And he said, you can't have a privacy here. So they are always under control. They are always listened, no matter what they say. So probably in that moment, Raina was protecting Falco by doing this, by forcing him to honor Marley one more time and to protect himself too, because if he would have answered, probably he was discovered, because he has a sort of a plan too. I don't know, but it seems like that. Yeah. And when I heard, yeah, they are all different over there, I said, oh, they understood you guys. I mean, they understood, Raina, that you are not thinking like them as before. And in fact, his mother's face was like. Then I noticed one thing, guys. Why Reiner's mother, she has the red armband? Why? I mean, what we said last week is that if the armband is red, is because you are a Titan. But why does she have the red armband too? Because the other relatives, they don't. Is it because she's the mother of a Titan? Is it because she's a Titan? No, I don't think so. Why? But anyway, and then, then when Gabi understood, I mean, she made such a great question. She said, why you said they are different? They are all devils, right? That means we were always taught like this. Why are you saying something different now? And then the main brainwash scene came out because Reiner's mother is something crazy. I mean, I don't like her. No. She reminds me of Grisha. She reminds me of the father of Grisha when they were trying to brainwash their kids. And I didn't like Grisha in that moment, and I didn't like, of course, the father of Grisha in the same moment. I don't like when the people are forcing other people to think something. People should be free to think whatever they want, no matter the time, no matter the age, no matter the gender, no matter whatever. So I simply hated that moment. And as I told you, everybody has to think the same. And that's why the Eldians in Marle, maybe that's the only difference between the Eldians in Marle and the Eldians in Paradise, is that in the Eldians in Marle, they are forced to think everything the same every day of their life, till the end of their lives. The Eldian in Paradise, they can be rebels. Look, Eren, he was a pure rebel, actually. But he could go on, even if he had different opinions. Or even Erwin, he had different opinions. But he could go on living over there. He could have different thoughts. All of them could be different. And difference was not a problem. But the aliens in Marley, they have to be the same. They can't be different. If they are different, it's a problem because it's not following the agenda, and that's a problem. That's what I felt. And when the aliens in Marley they said that they are free, or they are better, or they are nothing compared to the aliens in Paradise, actually they are totally the opposite. They are in the worst situation actually because they are totally under control and they can't evolve. They can't create their own personality, and that's one of the most. I mean, sorry, one of the worst torture ever. That's what I think. So I don't like Reiner's mother. Sorry to say. Till now, I don't appreciate her. She is spreading generation after generation the same thing, and I can't approve of this. No. Look, when Reiner described the Eren and the others in Paradise, I still believe that Reiner misses them because over there he could be reliable, he could be followed, he could be appreciated by others. And that's what's missing in his present life. Because, as I told you, during the dinner, everybody was praising Gabi. He was there on the other side. Then I told you when there was this scene in which there is this flashback when he's tiny and he's watching the others going far beyond him. It seems as if, as I told you previously, nobody appreciated him or he was always behind them. And that made him feel useless and stuff like that. So I think Raina misses Paradise, but he can't say it because I think he's fighting against himself because he would like to be part of that team of Paradise, but he can't because if he does this, he goes under his own principles, and that's wrong. Poor Rainer. Look, I think I have never expected to say this, but poor Rainer. I don't want it to be in his hands right now. No, not at all. Not at all. That's why I still think that even for Marco, he was sad for Marco. But this switch on and off is representing his role, I mean, his principles, who was always taught to follow since he was a child, and how he really felt in Paradise. That's what I believe. Then there is the last scene. Ah, sorry. Yeah. Um, mm, yes, I said it. Yes, I said it. Then Rainer. Yes. When Gabi is talking to Rainer later outside, she's saying, "Ma, Karina." Yes, Karina. Ubatan, I mean, the end. She's saying you're lying because you're really different since you came back. Actually, yes, he is. Yeah, because he wanted to pretend to be somebody who was not, but then at the same time, he liked to be how he was over there. So he discovered a new reality, something that he has never expected to find over there before, because he was always convinced from this side that over there were Akuma. I mean, there were devils only. But once he got over there, he understood that it was totally the opposite. That everybody was free to enjoy. Everybody was free to laugh. Everybody was free to have our own opinion. That's important. Something totally different and opposite from his reality. Um, okay, then there is this last scene that is a little bit strange, but Zeke is meeting all these other Titan owners, and he's telling his opinion about this new mission. as I was saying at the beginning of the episode, he is using the press to try to convince other people outside Marley that Marley is still great, right? And I told you he's not using the press only, exactly, because now he is using these narrators. I mean, these, what's the name? Taibur family, these narrators who are able to control somehow other people. I mean, thanks to their narrations, they can spread a history that can't be actually the real history. Okay, they are trying to pursue people by talking about a story that is said, because in the meantime they are attacking the paradise or they are creating new weapons and stuff like that. But here we hear another detail that is shocking. I mean, and in fact, during the reaction, I was trying to understand nicely, because these are important details that I don't want to skip. But they are saying that this Tybur family, this narrator's family, they inherited, I mean, they have this Warhammer Titan that is the Titan we saw in the trailer, I suppose, because he has this hammer like that. And we see it even in the key visual. First of all, who is this? Who is the owner of this Titan? And second of all, Zeke was saying something really important. I mean, he was saying that this Titan is so strong. I mean, he is so powerful that he could defeat. I mean, he made the paradise, the aliens in paradise, go to paradise. I mean, he was so strong that Fritz, the King Fritz, and all the others decided to retreat to paradise. That means that this Titan is the most powerful Titan we saw till now, because he's so strong and he's so powerful as never before. So he's more powerful than the Beast Titan. He's the most powerful than the Colossal and the Armored. He is the most powerful. So I can't wait to watch. I can't wait to see how strong he is. But this family is also a family of narrators who are trying to diffuse, to spread some concepts, some things, to make like a sort of a favor to others if they need. Like in this case, Zeke right now, he needs them because he has to spread, thanks to them, this message that they declare the war to paradise. And we saw it even in the trailer. And then someone is saying, "Oh, no, we declare the war to paradise," blah, blah, blah. I think they are them. Exactly. That's why that man that is bowing. Okay. Mm-hmm. In fact, even in the picture, that person in the middle, I think he has long hair, long and blonde hair. And is that one of the trailer when he's bowing? Maybe. Because it was a sort of a stage or something like that. And in fact, Zeke is saying that now there is this festival and people are coming from outside to hear these messages. They wanted to spread. Interesting. But what I saw was something crazy, because first of all, there is this gramophone, and the gramophone is it's an instrument. It was used at the beginning of the 20th century. So there's a thing that they go back in time, okay? That Isayama wanted to put this instrument, okay? It's quite beautiful because it sounds like something past, something that is not recent. And in fact, everything we see in this season, it seems not to be recent. It seems to be a little bit back in time. But they are listened, yeah. I mean, they are listened as if other spies are listening to them because they are afraid they go against the principles they were forced them to think, etc., etc., etc. I mean, they are never alone. As if, oh no, look, that was so crazy. And they are living in Liberia. I wanted to remind you this. That's something antithetical, something opposite. They are heard, they are followed, they are uh, controlled, they are forced. It's all wrong. I repeat you this. It's all wrong. But then, yes, one of these people, one of these Marliagen, hearing them while they discuss, they said, it's, it's all okay because Galliard was about to say something different, okay? He was just saying, but we, devo atastaci. And in that moment, Raina interrupted him as if he wanted to protect him once again. So also in this case, there is this protection, okay, from Rainer, and that's why I think he's not the bad guy. Because in this episode, we saw Rainer protecting many different people, in my opinion. So he has this vision of a protection still. This is what I believe. But then he said, "Oh yeah." Uh, this person, this Marley person, hearing what the Eldians in Marley, the Titans are saying, the Titan owners are saying, said, except for that sentence of Zeke. Because then Rainer repeated this sentence. That means not in this room. Because at the beginning, when Zeke received, I mean, he waited for all the Titan owners coming. Galliard, I think Galliard, yeah, Galliard said, where are the Marlians? I mean, we are alone? I mean, that's strange, right? And he said, they are not in this room. Come on, we can have a tea all together. Does that mean that Zeke, he is on the side of Marley? I mean, as if he really knew that they were listened, but he didn't want to say it. Or he didn't know. Not in his room is wrong because the gramophone was in that room. So but does he know or he doesn't know? I mean, does he know they were listened or not? Hmm. Hmm. And then, okay, this episode finishes with this rhetorical question of Rainer saying, should I go once again to that island? Because I think if he will go back over there will be so many flashbacks. I mean, so many memories. It will be really hard for Rainer to fight against them once again because I still believe that he cares at the end of the day. He cares and he misses those moments. It will be really hard. But look, guys, okay, I finished analyzing a little bit, 2 hours and 20 minutes the episode, but so many things to say about. Everything is wrong. Look, I can't have a positive comments with this episode. I mean, no, I really enjoy, of course, but the more we go on with this story, the more we understand that everything is so wrong. Everything has to be settled by erasing everything and start a new beginning. Because I think it's really hard to start all over again with the people who have the same attitude for 100 years. No, I, I I find this really impossible, in my opinion. I don't know. Oh, everything is possible. Huh? Nothing is impossible. I'm not saying this, but for me, I mean, my opinion, that's a really hard thing to do. definitely. Okay, let me read your comments really quick and then I will go because it's really um, late. But anyway, this conversation in the manga is more detailed. Sorry, Andrew, I don't know what you're referring because now I'm reading the comments. What would you rate this episode for 1 to 10? I think a 9. I think a 9. Because I don't know many other things, but um, fortunately, there are not people who complained with the CGI Titans, so it's okay. Because here there were not bottles this time. So, no, but yeah, I think it's really nice as a story. It's intricate and it's mysterious, and I really like this type of stories. Well, the history is written by who win the war. The history. Ah, yes, for sure. Yeah, I know that. But I wanted to understand the entire story to judge by myself who's right and who's wrong, even if I know it's really, really hard. Hey, wow, is this the end? No, it's just the beginning. Maybe Megadeth said that because he is secretly impressed by Gabi's actions to help win the war and thought she deserved the chanting praise. No, but I'm not talking about the first episode. Right now we are in episode 2. And I know that in episode 1 he was giving Gabi the possibility to join to make this mission, and she did it. But you mean in the midnight train? Okay. I don't think he's impressed by Gabi's actions because at the same time, all of them they wanted to become titans. All of them they want to show how great they are. Okay, Gabi, she wants to impress people because she thinks she's prepared. But I think that unless she will try this, she will never be prepared at all. So it's just her way of thinking. But I don't think. Great discussion. Thank you. Quite long, but thank you. Um, ciao, 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 ciao. Hey, hi. Is the new episode better than the first episode? I didn't see the episode yet, but I think I really liked it. There are no battles involved. It's just some sort of explanations to let you understand more about each character. And I think it's quite awesome. I liked it. Yeah. Okay, but yes, can I, manga reader, just answer some of your questions? No, you can't because I don't want to know. Gosh, I'm so excited for you, anime only people that get to experience what's coming. You guys will have a better appreciation of this earlier episode as the season progresses. Okay, thank you. Good to know. Good to know. Greetings from Mexico. Hola. Thank you so much. Muchas gracias. Okay, guys, I think for this live streaming, that is it. I hope you enjoyed it. It's quite long, sorry, but I wanted to say all of my opinions and thoughts. And see you on Friday, because on Friday I'm going to rewatch the episode together with you in another live streaming. So stay tuned. I mean, I wanted to rewatch it together with you because I wanted to understand if I missed something or if I missed a detail. I don't know. But thank you so much for not putting spoilers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And even if, as I told you, I'm helped right now, I decided to be helped by YouTube to control some of the comments and delete them automatically. Sorry to say, but I have to do this. Otherwise, it's a mess. It's a pure mess here. Hope you understand. Okay, guys, thank you for joining me in this adventure. See you the day after tomorrow with the episode with my mom, and see you um, next time. I mean, see you on Friday with the rewatch in a live streaming. Thank you so much. Bye bye. See you.